Eminence. Go throw them knees up in the air.
9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
It's the SFL Nights It's the SFL Nights with A.J.Striker, with A.J.Striker. It's the SFL Nights It's the SFL Nights with A.J.Striker, with A.J.Striker. Ashley Jackson about the action. SFL news, come and join with interaction. Whatever happens, happens. Yeah, you will leave with satisfaction. Yeah, tell your team and tell your captain. Come and tune in, new episodes weekly. You can tune in from your room in afternoons, and when the moon hits, it's unique. It's the SFL Nights It's the SFL Nights with A.J.Striker, with A.J.Striker. It's the SFL Nights It's the SFL Nights with A.J.Striker, with A.J.Striker.
What is up, SFL Nation? Welcome back to SFL Nights with A.J.Striker. Thank you so much for joining me today or tonight or whenever you decided to hit that play button or turn on that radio dial. Really appreciate it, y'all. And I'm doing something special tonight, just featuring some wonderful members of our community that, oh man, they got a whole new look, got a whole new rebrand, and everything coming out brand new. And my two very special guests and good friends are Mr. Mike St. Green and Mr. Damon Simmons. They are owners of the Houston Head Hunters. How you doing tonight, folks? For today, I should say.
Hey, doing good, Ashley. Doing good.
Hey,
doing
man.
Great. What it do is what we say here in Houston, right, Mike?
That's right. What it do, Ashley?
Hey, man, listen.
Mike, we need to go ahead and hashtag that, man. We need to go ahead
you might as well.
That.
Somebody steal it.
Yeah, we've hashtagged a whole lot of other stuff.
Man. It's been a minute. Well, Mike, you've been on more recently than Damon has. Act like he's too busy.
I think last time I was on, I was locked up in the guest bedroom with the flu.
You were. And your wife made a guest appearance and everything. I remember.
Yeah.
Well, good to see you doing good, man. And Mike, of course, good to see you in the owner's box now. Look at you, all spiffy and. How you feel?
I mean, it feels good. I mean, a lot of challenges ahead, but man, it feels good to be here, and I'm grateful to be here. And I can't wait to see what season 19 is going to look like. And man, we're in the middle of all this free agency thing and trying to get guys signed and re-signed, and and make a name and for ourselves here, make a splash, and let everybody know that, the Head Hunters are, we're looking to be a first-class organization and exceptional, and, and try to be a championship team. That's what we're here for.
All right. Okay. So let's back up for a minute. Mm-hmm. Tell me your thoughts on your season for season 18. And Damon, of course, I want you to tell me from Houston standpoint, but Mike, I would like you to tell me from the London standpoint of things. Okay. And Damon, you can go first.
It sucked that we ended the season at 5-7. To be honest with you, I mean, that just being blunt with it, but. We started off, I want to say 1-4, but you got to look at the teams that we faced in the beginning of the season. We started off DC, Baltimore, Queen City. We beat Queen City, and who we have after that? I think we had Lone Star after that. And we started off, real slow, and offense kind of took a dip, in during that time with the offense. I think we was only averaging like 9 points a game or so because we were only kicking field goals and weren't getting in the end zone. And that was basically due to, changing some things up offensively, going with a new look with the offense or whatever, and basically trying to keep the quarterback out of harm's way and throwing a lot of picks, because as we know, picks can load up on you real quick, before you know it, you got a 6 interception game from your quarterback or whatever,
Okay.
So that was something that was implemented, to try to keep, Burr from being at the top of the league of throwing picks, because the previous season, I want to say he threw, it was like in the 30s or so. He's in the 30s again this season also, but that just tell you that, we threw more picks than we did touchdowns, like I say, during that stint. And then I went back to some things that I knew that work, and implemented those things. And then you start to see we start putting up 40-point ball games, 30-point ball games. I want to say we was in the 40s maybe 3-4 times this season or so. So that was, basically we actually, when we started building those high scoring games, we started winning ball games. We went on a 4-game win streak. We're sitting at 5-4, above 500, and then we lose 3 games in a row. So, and that was towards the end of the season. Lost to Mexico City on a heartbreaking pick 6 on the last play of the game. Why would you throw it, AI? Just run the ball, and we go into overtime and see who really gonna win this darn game. As Mike would say, man, y'all wasn't gonna win that game no way, because y'all couldn't stop. Y'all couldn't stop Mexico City. Man, they had this one play, man. We just could not stop it. We couldn't stop it. And Mike was right. On the drive previous before us throwing the pick, Mexico City drove down and basically ran that one play the entire drive. And so with that being said, we went up against Vancouver the next week, and we jumped out on Vancouver quick. And that's one thing about us. We can score quick, but thing is, can we hold and maintain that lead? There was times where we gave up, some games in the second half, and that Vancouver game was one of them. They scored 27 unanswered points on us. We was up 24-3 or so, 24-7. And they basically ended up winning the ball game 30-24 or so. And then we come back the next following week versus Fort Worth, and we ended up throwing 6 picks that game, which was not good at all. And I think that Fort Worth basically just sat back and covered 12 versus us all game, and just basically took our deep ball away from us.
And yeah, honestly, that kind of sounds like Arizona in a sense, for the way you ended 5-7. When you try to make your adjustments on the offense and try to be more effective, it doesn't always work out, and at least you know what works now and what doesn't. So hopefully, the Head Hunters can be a contender in the playoffs this season. So I get it. It's just growing pains.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that, is because I had a conversation with Max Paul, Mighty RX.
Mm-hmm.
Last off season, I believe it was, and Mighty said to me, he said, the playoffs are just not the same when Houston is not in it. And
Sure.
Man, that hit me in the heart, because it's not, and I didn't take it as a negative. I took it as a positive. It's because this is one of my peers stating that, hey man, I know your team, I know what you can do, and not seeing you make the playoffs is just, it's sad to see. Your organization was one of the teams that was always in the playoffs, and making trips to the semifinals, and having an appearance in the championship game, previously or so. So that basically fueled me, to basically this offseason to get in the lab early. Last offseason, I kind of got in the lab kind of late, or whatever. But I'm getting back in the lab early this offseason, and getting things going and rolling. And we ready for the season, right, Mike?
yeah, we're ready to roll, man. We're ready to roll. And Damon, it looks like you have 2 horns coming out of the side of your head the way your head.
It does.
Make me,
hey, man, that's the Head Hunter logo, man.
Yeah, make me want to get me a Head Hunter logo behind my head like that, so I can get my horns coming out the side of my head like that.
Well, what about you, Mike? What about you? What about your time in London?
Well, this season was great, and actually the past 2 seasons were great over there. And the thing that I'm proud of the most is that, you know, we made the playoffs 2 seasons in a row. First time in team history that they had made the playoffs the season prior. This season we improved on that by winning the most games ever in franchise history over there. So I'm really proud of what we accomplished over there over the past 2 seasons, in particular this season. After starting 0-3, we were able to bounce back and, you know, have a solid record coming down the stretch, winning 7 out of the last 9 games or so in order to make the playoffs. I really felt like we had made strides during the season. Defense improved greatly. You know, the offense, what we were particularly known for coming in, particularly last season, we made strides. You know, I happen to have 100 catches that season before, season 17. Over 1,000 yards, made the All-Stars for the first time. You know, my catches were down a little bit this season, but I still had a 1,000-yard season. Vin Callier, you know, on the other side of me, man, I really feel like he doesn't get enough credit. I think he's one of the best receivers in the league that no one, you know, really pays attention to, in my opinion. But I mean, I got to see game in and game out over the past 2 seasons. How great that dude was. And hey, Van, I'm switching to number 19 this season, Van. I'm going to honor you this season, man. And the rest of my career, I'm going to wear 19, starting from this point forward. Season 19, taking over ownership, co-ownership in Houston, and honor my buddy Van, man. I'm going to wear 19 for the rest of my career here on out. You heard that here first. But, you know, Johnny Pickler, over 4,000 yards passing this season. I thought he got slighted in a couple of far as player honors in this offseason, not even being put up for Offensive Player of the Year. I thought that was pretty much a slight to him. You know, 34, I think 32, 34 touchdown passes, over 4,000 yards passing. I thought he at least deserved a chance at least getting the vote of his peers to see if he could have been at least Offensive Player of the Year. I thought he was a little bit slighted on that. But great season. I mean, great season over in London. Obviously won our first playoff game. And then, man, we happen to go up against the champs in the second round. And I don't know what it is about that team. They just seem to have our number. And we, you know, turnovers seem to bite us real bad when we play this team. But and as you see, when you turn the ball over against that team, Baltimore, I don't want to call them that team like I'm disrespecting them or something, but if you turn the ball over against Baltimore, man, you're asking for trouble, and things can snowball and get out of hand pretty quickly, which it did. And you know, hated to leave the playoffs that way. I felt like we could have gotten past that game. We really, you know, had a shot at making it to the championship, but you know, unfortunately, we didn't. And man, if this opportunity didn't come up, I would be back in London in a heartbeat. So man, love those guys over there. I'm going to miss them, but we're on to bigger things. Where we are now, and we're looking to accomplish some of those things, same things here in Houston.
And that's a good segue into the next question, actually. I wanted to know how this partnership actually came to be in the first place. Because you two are very, very, let's see, what's the right word? Strong-minded individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering how this even came about.
I was desperate.
Let Damon could take that first, because obviously he reached out to me, so he's the brainchild behind this. So I'll let him.
Okay.
I'll let him answer that first.
Well, once well, actually, this was just a little bit before. Well, there was talks about expansion coming along, right? But I've always wanted to reach out to Mike about Mike coming over, you know, but I've always had solid number 2 receiver guys, you know, and I knew that Mike was looking to, you know, get into a number 1 or number 2 role. Well, we talked about it when we was at his house for the Super Bowl one year. I think that was 2020, the Super Bowl that was in 2020, right, Mike? Was that your house?
Yeah, a couple years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So we're at Mike's house and we're talking, whatever. And I really thought that Eddie was going to make a push, you know, for St. Green to come over there and play with him, but he never really got that push.
Yeah. Why didn't that happen? Actually, I'm curious. But anyway, go ahead, Mike.
first. But yeah, so and like I said, I wanted to change, and I was going through some things with some other folks on the team or whatever, and so I really needed someone to come in and basically help, want to put in the work, should I say, and really turn things around over here. But I knew that expansion was in the talks, and I knew that Mike is a Houston guy, and the league only allows one team per city. And so I knew that Mike wouldn't want to have his team anywhere else but Houston. I mean, as actually before the recording even started, he said, "Damon, I really don't like you got this Longhorns hat on." I'm a Longhorns fan. Do I root for you, the University of Houston? Yes, I do. But the Longhorns are my guys, And orange is my favorite color. Okay, Mike, that's why. Orange is my favorite color, and I'm sticking with that. Okay. But also,
I try to dress for the occasion. Y'all see that, right?
And then also, I'm a Cowboys fan. But Mike loves everything Houston. Cougars.
Now I have a headache. Now you mentioned the Cowboys alongside of the Longhorns.
He liked the Texans. He liked the Rockets. I like the Rockets as well. But that's just the story there. But then, so like I said, I knew that things was heating up in the league as far as expansion wise. I knew that Mike wouldn't want to have a team anywhere else, and I reached out to Mike and said, "Hey, I'm pretty sure you're going to be putting in a bid for expansion if this thing goes through. I just want to offer you an opportunity to become co-owner with me in Houston." I said, "I know how much you love the city. You reside in the city. It would be great to have, a co-partner here with me in the same city, outside of having a co-owner, that's in another state or a city or whatever." So I reached out to Mike. Mike said, "Hey, let me think about it." And I want to say it was not even a week. Mike hit me back and said, "Hey, man, let's do it." So then we got to talking heavy. Mm-hmm. But then Mike said, "Hey, that hyena got to go, man." And to be honest with you, I was glad that he said that, because I've been trying to get away from the hyena, mm-hmm. but it was attached to me, because I've had it for so long. Right. And then again, I didn't know what type of brand I wanted to go with. I knew that for sure I didn't want to do anything with a horse, because Lone Star has the horse and the cowboy, Fort Worth has the bull. I didn't want to do anything in that nature, whatever. So Mike and I, we started brainstorming and putting some things together. There was an individual that was on the team, came up with an idea or so as well. And, we started basically just trimming things down. I mean, we came up with a lot of names. We basically started thinking about things that are relevant to the city of Houston and the state of Texas. We started thinking about coyotes. Coyotes are starting to migrate here in the city, in the outskirts of Houston. We thought about stingrays. Stingrays are starting to become a large population in the Galveston area. Mike is right down the street from Galveston. And so, who haven't been to Galveston, who lives in the city of Houston. So we thought about that. We thought about Mustangs, only because the high school I went to was the Mustangs, and Mike went to a high school where they were the Colts. So you have two horses. We thought about that. I also went to the high school Mike went to for maybe a month or so. And I left. I was like, I got to get the hell up out of here.
He wasn't hood enough, Ashley. He couldn't hang over there.
I grew up in the same area. I grew up in Sunnyside, South Park, man. But yeah, we started brainstorming, Ashley, putting a lot of things together. And Mike came to me one night. He's like, "Hey, what do you think about that skull logo?" I said, "Man, I really like that logo." I said, "But I really never thought about it, using it." He said, "Man, let's try to go with that. Let's start coming up with some names and stuff for it." We came up with some names, and some names we were just coming up with, it just wasn't fitting or whatever. And hell, the commissioner even got involved. And he started searching names and stuff, and he
had already shot down about 20 of our ideas anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I know he did.
Actually, we had one idea that Mike and I loved, and we was on it, man. It was actually in reference to a World War II air fighter jet, the P-1. The P51 Mustang?
Yeah, P51 Mustang. We were going to be the Mustangs, but it was going to be aeronautical theme to it. Yeah.
So we was going to go with that. Dude, I was on board. I loved it. I loved the idea. I loved the color concept and scheme that we were going to go with. And then Cam shut it down. He was like, well, we already got 2 airplane themes. We was like, what's the second one? We already know about San Diego. What's the second one? It was like, Skyhawks.
Skyhawks, yeah.
They got a freaking bird as their logo. He's like,
right.
Well, the Skyhawks. Yeah, he's like, the Skyhawks is in reference to a fighter jet. And I was like, wow, I never knew that, you know. And so that killed it. And that's when Mike, brought up the idea about using the skull. And then Cam started searching some names, and he came up with Head Hunters. And he reached out to me and Mike, and we talked about it and thought on it or whatever. And we said, you know what? It has a nice ring to it, and the meaning that's behind it, as far as it's a trophy hunter, So you're out there big game hunting, and it really touched place with me because I used to go hunting with my grandfather. We used to go deer hunting in West Texas, outside of San Antonio, or even north of Houston, up near Conroe and Huntsville and all that area up there and stuff. So that kind of like hit with me, and I was like, I'm down with it. My grandfather had maybe about 4 or 5 deer heads on his wall, in his house. So I was like, let's roll with that.
I was wondering how that came about. Now I don't know if I'm gonna leave this part in, okay? But when I first thought of but for real, I really think that this is a great idea. I really think that you two getting together is going to bring a certain spice to the ownership group, because both of y'all are opinionated. You are not afraid to say what's on your mind, and it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to work out for you guys. And I believe that it will, because you have the same goal in mind, and you both are very passionate people.
And let me speak on that real quick, because you're absolutely right. And getting to know Damon. First of all, I know myself. I know I'm a type A. I'm gonna tell you how it is, and if I have an idea or thought, I'm pretty much gonna express it. I mean, we had not necessarily that we were fighting each other earlier this week, but Damon got to see firsthand this week how opinionated I could be on certain things when something happens. But that's just how I am. I'm fiery. I'm emotional about things that I'm passionate about, and if things don't go the way that I think they are supposed to go, I'm going to be boisterous about it. Spin the shift with me on that food truck, and you'll find out how things can get. I mean, but it's all with one goal in mind, and that's to get the thing done right, get the thing done correctly. Let's get, whether it's on the food truck or, in real life, whatever, get the product out right correctly. Make it be the right thing. Make it be the best burger that we put out. And that's what we want to do here. We want to put the best SFL product out there that we can do. And that's what this whole thing is about. But just the strong personalities. But we play off each other well. We listen to one another. We listen to, each other's ideas. I've compromised on some things, and I know Damon has compromised on some things. But like I said, I think our single-mindedness of the goal that we want to accomplish, is helping us get to the place where we trying to get to.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mike didn't blow up at me. He blew up at something that happened. It wasn't at me now.
Right. Right.
Don't start thinking.
Don't start off arguing already.
No. It was a venting moment. I went back into the front office channel and say, hey, man, I'm just venting, guys. I'm not mad at anything that anybody did. I'm just venting because I knew Damon was upset about what happened, and I was upset about it, and I was just basically voicing my opinion. Like, man, it just one of those midday things that caught me totally off guard, and it was what it was. But we're moving on, moving forward. We don't have time to look backwards, and that's what we're gonna do here.
Now, I don't know if this is going to have anything to do with what I was going to ask you, and if you don't want to further elaborate on it, I can definitely understand. But when it was announced on Twitter before you announced it, how did you feel about that? I mean, because I know I would have been pissed, like, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think I called you that night, Mike, and I was bro.
Yeah, well, I'll address it since they basically use my face on their platform or whatever. And a lot of people have heard me speak on this before. I mean, I think these guys get a lot more credit than what they deserve. Everybody seems, but I think they're getting what they want. Everybody talking about them. Oh, well, they did this. Oh, well, I think they later on leaked some stuff about Kendra Hall. I think they've been a little bit less likely to say stuff here lately. I think because people are probably realizing, hey man, if you don't want anything to get out, just go ahead and just keep it to yourself or keep it as quiet as possible. So I have noticed no major quote unquote breaking news is coming out of what they're doing, but it's their style of doing things, in my opinion, is just slimy. It's very slimy the way that they do things. And that's just not cool. Okay, you want to be the breaking news channel, excuse me. Go ahead and be the breaking news channel, I guess. But and like I've said in the past, I would have respected you more if you would have came to me and said, "Hey, Mike, is this true?" And then I would have been able to choose whether to say yes, it is, no, it isn't, hey, no comment, or whatever. And then if you want to report whatever you think a rumor is, go ahead and report it. I really wouldn't mind, but they're under this cloak of anonymity, and that no one's supposed to know who they are and all that kind of crap. It's just slimy, and it's undermining and underhanded, and really and truly, I don't mind saying that. And whatever, you're slimy. It's not cool. The things that you're doing, you may think it's cute, and yeah, you're getting your attention, but hey, man, do your thing. That's the way I look at it.
At the expense of someone's contract, at the expense of someone's joining the ownership group, joining anything. Look, I don't know who SFL Nano is. I don't know. But what I will say, if you watch my show, whoever you are, this is not cool. When I read that statement that you asked me to read, I was trying to get your message out there.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're doing now, and I told you that if it was going to alienate people, if it was going to go against the rules that we have, don't even do it, man, because we're not about that. You can take that to whoever else over there. We don't do that, man. And you making things really difficult for everybody that's trying to enjoy themselves and be able to announce their own stuff. They have a right to do that. Just like you told me you have a right to say what you want, they have a right to be able to say and put their own information out there. So, whomever you are, just do it the right way. You want to be the Adam Schefflers of the league, at least make sure it's factual. At least make sure you go in to actually check the sources, check with the actual people. Because right now, all you're doing is alienating. I don't know if that was your intent, but if it is, it's working. So just cut it out.
Well, here's the thing too. Like I said, no one knows who this mysterious Oz is, right? Like he's Dr. Oz or Mr. Oz or whatever. What was Wizard of Oz do? But yeah, he's the great knowing Oz behind the curtain. Nobody knows who it is and all that. But here's what's going to be the unfortunate thing. Sooner or later, someone's going to find out who this person is. And when the community does, how are you going to be able to recoup your reputation, or how are you going to come out looking good after, the community finds out who this is that's been undermining things and undermining announcements and going behind people's back. That's the part that maybe this person or people, because I'm assuming there's more than one person, that they're probably not seeing. Your name is going to be mud if it ever comes out that you've been doing these things to people, man, that's like I said, slimy, sleazy. It's just not, that. So, if it's worth it to them, whatever. But, I'm not appealing anything to them other than just do your thing, man. But, and like I've heard some people say before, just keep my name out of your mouth as far as I'm concerned. Don't say anything about me because I don't care for you.
Yeah. And I agree with you, Mike and Ashley both. But when they posted that, they really took, the excitement out of it, out of the unknown, because it was supposed to be unknown and we was going to, reveal. We had plans to come on your show, Ashley, but Mike and I was just getting too impatient, and we was like, man, we gotta let this out now. Once London was eliminated from the playoffs, and at the time when they released that, London was still in the playoffs. And that was like really, really bad, because we was like, wait a minute, what the league may think of this? They may think that we said something or whatever, and we could be revoked. So that's something that we was thinking about real heavy on right there. It's like, what if the league comes to us and like, hey man, you guys said something, you guys put this out there? No, we ain't had nothing to do with that, So that was my thinking, is that, man, they may shut us down because this information getting out there or whatever. It was supposed to be especially, you couldn't say nothing while that team was in the playoffs. Nothing can be revealed. But, that was just real shady and undercutting, if you ask me. So.
It is, and you don't have to do that, man. Like, you don't have to. I guess they have to understand, like, that's not how this league rolls. It's not necessary for us to have the late breaking news from some news sources. If we don't have to have that, man. Maybe somebody else at RFL or whatever, maybe they like that, but it's never been our thing. And for people to just come and just feel like that should be, and you clearly see that people have issues with it. I could see if you're doing something and all right, it's being generally accepted, but people are not liking what you're doing, and it's in great numbers. So guys, how you said it's 4 of you, it could be 1 of you, it could be 2, I don't know, but whomever it is, you know who you are. Just do it the right way. That's all I'm asking. All right. But gentlemen, I know y'all busy. Y'all probably got things to do. Is there anything else that y'all want to share with these people before I let you go?
Mike, you got anything?
Yeah, I definitely have something, man. As I mentioned several times, man, we're trying to build a first-class championship organization here. Free agents, rookies, give us a call, look at us, me, myself, Damon, our general manager, Butch Manor, and man, get with us. We're trying to build something great over here. We're trying to, just change a lot of things. We're trying to change the culture. We're trying to build a great locker room. We're trying to, just make Houston the place to be. Man, we're going to have tailgate parties during the season for all local head hunters, as well as the SFL community. Man, we're going to do it big over here. We're going to do big things here. We're looking to have a war room of all of the front office heads in the same room for the draft. So we're looking for exciting things here. We want to bring on exciting free agents that's looking to win and looking for an opportunity to win, and get their name out there. We still have some spots available, man. So get at us and become part of something great, because that's what we're looking to do.
Absolutely. Mike took everything I was going to say right there. So. But he's right. We're basically focused on changing the culture here. Culture in reference to people leaving. Everyone knows we had back-to-back drafts where we had to draft 8 guys per draft. So that's something that we're not looking forward to. There was a season where free agency period, nobody wanted to sign with Houston. I don't know why, but we didn't sign any. I want to say that was either season 14 or going into season 15. Nobody signed with us in free agency, man. It was crazy, and so and that hurted me, and I I didn't know why nobody wanted to sign with us or so, but hey, it is what it is, and that's one thing that we're doing. We rebuilding the culture, and I took it as that. Well, maybe people just don't like the hyena anymore, and so we're getting a lot of compliments on the rebrand, from owners to players to broadcasters. Everybody's reached out and say, hey man, I love it. I love what you guys are doing over there. I mean, even some free agents, I've been talking to or whatever, and they said, man, I love I love the rebrand, man. I love the colors. We're doing something for free agents or whatever that we've been putting out there. Those free agents who received it, they know what it is, and then we've been getting great feedback on it. Everybody's loving it. So hey, we're just looking to continue to make this push in this free agency market for this upcoming season, and looking forward to the draft. And man, I'm ready to get the feel already, man. I'm telling you, I am pumped for next season. We're gonna be a force to be reckoned with, man. We got some great additions coming in for next season, man.
Don't tell nobody, Lord. Don't say that. No.
I done already been through Twittergate. I ain't trying to go through Twittergate more too. I know Cam hates when I say Twittergate, but wait, we've already had contracts, voided before. I'm not trying to have any more contracts voided again in this franchise. No, not at all.
No, I get that, man. I get that though, but it's gonna be a very interesting season, and I think whomever has the lowest amount of turnover at the end of the day is probably going to be one of the contenders for the championship, because with all the moving and all of the shaking, all of the free agents going from here to there, all of the rookies we have to now implement into the locker rooms and things like that, it's going to be topsy-turvy for the team build. So it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments are going to be made. Now, it's two things. Mike, now you said you wanted to know why you wasn't over there in Arizona. See, if you was over here in Arizona, then you wouldn't have the opportunity that came to you right now with the mine.
Yes, it would.
Oh, that opportunity. That opportunity was going to come. I could have just been.
No, you wouldn't have left.
I could have just been in Arizona in the meantime, but I was never asked.
Mike.
I was asked to stay a linebacker, and everybody knows I'm not a linebacker. I don't even have a linebacker personality.
Wait, kind of. Well, you played that song. No, you definitely did.
Yeah, I was asked to stay as a free agent linebacker. I'm like, no, I'm not having that.
Well, clearly that wasn't my
and y'all were pretty much married to the Hands brothers, so hey, it was what it was.
Was it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
At the time.
Yeah, you found out.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, y'all not. I'm not.
You found out what dragging your feet will get you.
You know what, Mike? Start. But and Damon, to you, when you don't have those free agents that knock at your door, and I heard you mention said it kind of hurt, man. Like, does it bother you sometimes? Or do you think that people just don't really know what it's like to be an owner sometimes and deal with things that you guys have to do? An owner / coach, especially.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. It's just that it bothers me that nobody gave you a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody thought enough of Houston, and even the winning seasons that you have had. You have been contenders. A lot of times you lost by some unfortunate mistakes,
Yeah.
But it's not like it was a totally terrible team. I don't think any team that we have here totally terrible. What I do think is that people try to rework the playbooks and sometimes it just don't work out. But I think if people really understood what y'all would go through sometimes, Mike, you scout too, right?
Yeah, I have scouted in the past. I was assistant GM in London. So yeah, it's you go through some things. I mean, but uh, London probably not as quite like this coming off season. This coming off season, it's going to be chaotic for everybody, to be quite honest with you, because you got backups that want to, get their time to shine and be starters. And then, I mean, we've never seen anything like this where we have roughly 96 of my math, 92 spots that have to be filled on these 4 new teams and these guys are going to have opportunities. So your backups are going to go, some of your starters are going to go, guys want to play with other guys that they know. And there's a lot of opportunity out there right now. And I think this offseason probably is going to be the most chaotic and team changing, as you mentioned, upheaval and turnover from teams than we've ever seen in SFL history. And it's going to be interesting to see. I think as a result of that, I think scoring is probably going to be on the rise a little bit next season, because you're going to have some, all these rookies coming in, probably over 100 are going to be drafted and coming in and taking in roles that typically a veteran player would have on a 2014 league. So I think scoring is going to be up. Some things are, some quality of some play might be down in certain positions, but I think it's going to be fun. But with that being said, I think it's going to make it for a fun season next season to see how all the teams adjust and are able to shore up the roster spots that they may lose from some of the backups that they're going to have to replace. So it's going to be fun to see. We're looking to be right there with everyone else. So it's going to be a fun time in season 19.
Indeed. I can't wait. Guys. And of course, y'all can come back whenever y'all want to. You do not have to wait for me to reach out to you. You can call me, you can DM me and say, hey, I got something I want to talk to you about, or I just want to hang out. But gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you spending some of your Saturday with me hanging out and, us kind of catching up a little bit. And we'll get a chance to do that some other time, you just come back whenever you want to. I don't want y'all to think that you have to have a formal invite where I got to send a chariot, with some horses attached. Please come on the show. Just let me know. Okay.
Well, I need all that. I need all the special treatment when I come on. I don't need the regular stuff.
Demond, I don't know how you're gonna deal with this. How you gonna deal with this? I'm sorry for you, bro.
I like special treatment, so yeah, I just don't arbitrarily go on people's shows without, hey,
I'll make sure I roll out the red carpet for you next time, okay?
Good deal.
Hey, good luck this season, y'all. All right.
Hey, thanks, Ashley.
Anytime.
I love it.
See ya.
Good luck to you too. All right, bye.
What's up, SFL Nation? We are back with the second part of my 4th and Goal interviews for the chill week that we have. No games going on. So I figured I'll bring on some superstars that just acquired new teams to kind of tell us their thoughts about how things are going for them. And apparently they got a couple words for each other too. So I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Kye E. He is the new owner of the Seattle Nemesis, and Mr. Kristian A, co-owner of the Canton Classics. Gentlemen, how are you doing this evening?
I'm feeling great, Ashley. How about yourself?
I was doing pretty fantastic, man. I know y'all feeling great. Y'all just got awarded some teams over here. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I'm feeling wonderful.
Good. I know you are 3 times. 3 times? 3rd time is a charm, buddy.
Yeah. But my favorite thing about Ethan is his stick-to-itiveness. A lot of guys would have said, I quit. They would have thrown their hands up and walked away. But Ethan was committed to this. He was determined to get it. He kept focused on his goal, and it didn't matter how many times that he had previously had setbacks. None of that mattered because all he could see was the goal, and that is probably the only thing that I admire about Ethan.
Okay.
I appreciate that. It's always that can't quit, gotta win type attitude. Part of being competitive.
You definitely have that, bud, and you should be proud of yourself. I know we were all proud of you and for you when we saw that you got it, man. So well done on your part.
I'm glad to see you guys get Canton.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. You know, I'm excited because it's another chapter in this SFL journey, and I'm thankful that the owners saw what the value was and what we were doing and what we wanted to do with this league, and why that opportunity, you know, had to be now. You know, just talking with a lot of the guys and them saying that, oh, you know, we won't vote for you this time, but maybe next time, and just understanding that, you know, even if Adam and I do come back and we try it again that next time, it wouldn't be with the amount of firepower that we have coming with us, you know, and some of those things that made our bid very alluring to some of the players, and I think to the league, you know, would not have been around had we come back the next time, because we wouldn't have been able to go back to the hall and be like, hey, can we try that again? I know it didn't work last time. That's not how pro football works. That's not how these guys work. And they would have moved on from us for sure. So yeah.
Hey, either way, you both got what you wanted, and kudos to you. I had a pretty good feeling about you guys. Actually, I think everybody that got an expansion team were the first 4 that came on the show. And I think I told all of you. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
You did the artwork for it there, KJ.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
It was dope. And it's funny because I remember your different answers. And I was thinking, you know, it's a shame it was only 4 spots. You know, if you can go ahead and fill out 32, you know, that'd have been great. But it probably would have been a lot for the league to handle at one time like that. So
100% it would have been.
But you know, I think from the bids that I saw, I think everybody did a pretty good job. Some were a little bit more thought out than others, and you can kind of tell. But to those that did not get a team, don't be discouraged, because there will be another expansion and you will get another shot. And for those notes that were left for you, for all of the feedback that you got, just take it, just like Ethan did. He took the advice, and I'm sure he used it those few times. I know for a fact, you know, Kristian and Adam was hitting up every owner they could possibly talk to, you know, for advice and things like that. Great job, all of you. Don't be discouraged to those that did not get a team. It can happen. If it's your time, it will. It definitely will. But gentlemen, so now that you all have put on this owner's hat, how has that transition been from being a player to being an owner?
You know, I'm going to let Ethan answer that one first, because he's obviously got more experience than I do in that. I feel like my transition was probably going to be the simpler of the two, just because, you know, I'd only had 4 weeks in, you know, of actual playing time as a player before this happened. So he'd probably have a more detailed answer to that question.
Well, as a player, I still feel as I'm still a player. But ownership, yeah, it's a big step up, but I'm trying to keep the non-elitist attitude. I don't want to feel like I'm better than anybody just because I got a team. I want my team to be able to have input. Yeah. And that's something I've always wanted with a team, is I wanted my team to be a part of the team. I just wanted to be an owner.
Right. You're on mute.
Sit back, play, and watch the games, and beat Canton.
Slide that right in there. Satisfied. So it's interesting.
He just had to, right at the end, right at the end, and he did it slick too. Like Ethan is slick, and his voice got low, and beat Canton, right. So he that was slick, man. But we gonna talk about it.
Okay. And KJ, what are your thoughts on this? Coming from being a player to an owner.
Yeah. When I joined the league, that was expressly the goal that I had in mind was to become an owner. I didn't necessarily come here to be a player. And don't get me wrong, I do love playing the game, and I love seeing my guy out there, and I love doing things that affect the team and that help the team, right? I do love that aspect of it. I love being in the locker room. I love the amount of discording we would do in our voice channel, and I was so happy when I found out, or so impressed, I guess, with our group at the San Jose Flight, when I found out that not every team in the SFLm even had a voice channel. I thought that was odd. That was something that Adam and I lobbied for down there at San Jose. We asked the deputy commissioner for. He gave it to us, and every single game that we've played, the amount of attendance from the flight guys coming into that voice channel has gone up and up and up. And this last game that we just played against, I don't even remember the name of that team. I just remember that we beat them. Ethan, you know the name of that team that we just? It's slipped in my mind, but whatever.
I'm gone myself.
Yeah. Whatever the name of that team was, that got beat, just like the other three that got beat before them. We had just an amazing amount of guys. We had about 10 players in that voice chat, and the other teams weren't doing that. The other teams weren't doing that.
That game was probably super hyped up anyway.
It was great, man. It was great. But just to be able to experience it with the rest of the guys was just absolutely amazing. We're high-fiving in there. We're jumping up and down. We're yelling, and we're just going through all the emotions together. And it was a very emotional game, wasn't it? Right? There were highs, there were lows, there was everything in between, and we all experienced that together. I just really cemented to me how much the SFL can be a family when you do it right, when you do it properly. Locker rooms can feel like this, when you got guys who are committed to putting in the time and committed to actually feeling like a team, like we did against that whoever that was that we just beat.
The Lexington Miners.
If you say so, sure. But if whoever that was, right? We've got our guys were just on it, and I got to say, thank you to them. So Jordan Seif, best quarterback in the SFLm, no question about that, right? DJ Bandit was in there. We had Sam Blotner, right? We had just so many of us. The new guys, the new kicker that kicked the game winner, Jackson, he was in there. We had just all these guys, Ronnie Shanahan, the rest of the secondary was in there. You had Van Lacey in there. You had, Yogi was in there. Everybody was in this room, and we were just losing it together. And I love that. And that's the same kind of energy that I want to bring. So that's my biggest takeaway, I think, from being a player in the SFLm, is taking that same exact experience that I had in the San Jose Flight locker room, especially during that last game, and bringing that over to the pro side. I want to build a locker room that's just like that, just as engaging, just as fun, just as supportive, just as together, and if we can do it even better than that, then that's what I'm going to do too, so I obviously, I know who we have coming in. I know what these guys are looking for. We took the opportunity to just take notes, man. I take notes on everybody that we had an interview with. I'm taking notes, and I'm writing down important things that I need to know about this individual. Why? Because I want my guys to know that I care about you as a person. This is not just digital football land for me. Canton is going to be a true to life family. And how can I call you family if I don't know anything about you? If I don't take the time to get to know your story, if I don't take the time to get to know what makes you tick, what do you enjoy, what do you hate, what didn't you like about your last team? What are you looking for in this new team? What would you change? Or there's something about your player maybe you'd want. What are your goals? Not just as a player, but as a human in your actual day-to-day life. I want to hear about all of that. And even now, my phone gets hit up all the time with my players, just to talk. And I love that I'm open, and I love that I'm here for these guys, and to be able to do that, because this is an actual family, and that's something that started in San Jose. I really like that model, and we're just going to continue that going forward, but even bigger, even better. And that's where I'm at with that.
I totally agree with that, because I have open door policies. If you need to call me or talk to me, I'm there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I'm at work or not.
I think it's important for you to.
Well, I don't have your number. How come I don't have your number, Ethan? I'd like to call you. You got an open door policy. I got a couple things I'd like to say to you on a regular basis.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. Well, you send me your number, Mr. Open Door Policy. All right, I'm gonna harass you. I'm gonna harass you, sir. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I'm kidding. But yeah.
Well,
if you ever come out here to, go ahead, Ashley.
Oh no, you can finish. You can finish your point.
If you ever decide to come back out home, we'll go out and have some drinks.
I don't drink, sir. But I can have a water.
But I drink soda.
Okay, well, yeah, well there you go, man. We'll go get some waters together, and we'll enjoy it, man. I haven't been back to Washington in a few years, so I'm probably due for a trip home, actually. And when I get there, we'll go out and get some water together, man.
Wait, why gotta be water? Yes, he just said soda, bro. You can't.
Yes.
So that said, that game that you played had to be bittersweet, though, right? Because this was your last game in their locker room. It's the last game, with that team. So
yeah.
Was it was kind of sad in the end, or you just kind of not thinking about that right now? Or?
It was a little bit of a bummer for sure, just because I do think I got pretty close with a lot of those guys down there. We did have and because we're having such a, well, we were, I can't say we anymore, but because the flight is having such a phenomenal season under the guidance of a Greg Soto, and the mastermind that he is, right? Huge respect to Greg. Shout out to you for doing everything that you do and turning that offense into this powerhouse. It is hard when you're riding on this crazy high with these guys, of just winning game after game after game after game. It doesn't matter who has stepped in front of us, we really had some good connection here, especially when things are going right. There was just a chemistry in there. There's an energy in that locker room. So having to leave, it was bittersweet, for sure. And I miss those guys. Not gonna lie about that. I definitely do miss those guys. But I also understand that that's a chapter that was here and it served its purpose, and now it's time to move on to making the Canton Classics the best organization in the SFL. That's the new mission. But I definitely did want to make sure that we finished the old mission as well. It made me want to win that game even more, because it's my last one. It's my last one here, right? And what a way to enter into pro ranks, having never lost a game down there. I thought that would have been really special to do, and that motivated me even more to get the guys ready for this. And I know that it was probably hard for Greg, just because he had a championship to plan for that same weekend. So really shout out to him, because he must have split his time in between game planning for the Lone Star game in the championship, and also game planning for us. And I shudder to think what would have happened had Greg not had the Lone Star game to focus on. I shudder to think what would have happened to that team that we beat. I keep forgetting their name. Who was it, Ashley? God, I cannot remember who the name of that team was. They were
Lexington Miners.
Pretty forgettable. I don't know. They're
you are gonna have so
I don't
many
know.
people.
That was the team of the week.
No, now here's the thing. If you play for the Lexington Miners right now, I do want to let you know that I have nothing but respect for you guys. It's this guy over here who brings this out of me. Everything that I'm saying is no reflection on you guys. It's everything on him. And we started talking about this game.
What is that?
That is Ethan. Ethan, you sound like you're trapped in a fax machine. Like, are you using dial-up? Are you using dial-up?
No.
Right. Okay.
Unless you're talking about my cell phone. No, I'm running Sims right now. I got to get ready for Albuquerque.
Oh,
Ooh.
Gotcha. Let's go Adams. Let's go Adams. So it's that last week that we're in there, right? We're getting ready for this game. Somebody comes out of the woodwork, right? And when I say somebody, I mean you, sir, come out of the woodwork with a challenge, right? Now, I I thought to myself, Ethan's a brave guy. He's got to be brave because he's got an expansion bid in. He has to know that if he loses this game, he is going to spend his first week as an owner with the San Jose Flight logo. And this guy just threw all caution to the wind, which does tell me how much he does believe in his program at Lexington. But at the same time, you were going up against the 3-0 at that time, the undefeated at that time, the still undefeated, the never lost gang. You're talking about never lost gang, man. You were coming up against the never lost gang, and you decided to issue this challenge knowing full well what the consequences were going to be should you lose. I thought, man, Ethan's dangerous. Now, dangerous can be good, but I tell you what, last Friday night it wasn't good for you at all, was it? Was it, Ethan?
I'm competitive as all can be.
No, you absolutely are. I think you are more competitive than wise at times. And I think you proved that. You proved that, didn't you? And you had to spend that first week with the San Jose
game,
Flight.
did I not? I made it a close game.
And that's good enough for you? That's good enough for you, huh? That's an interesting statement to say.
I'll be seeing the Flight in the championship game.
Greg, if you're listening to this and you can hear this, finish it and finish him. Okay? Roast him, Greg. You roast him. All right? If he gets that far, Greg, roast him.
There is no if. There is.
No ifs, no ands, no buts about it.
No buts about it. Well, I mean, only time will tell, but if we're just looking at the way things are trending, I'm not sure how the loss of Adam and myself is going to affect the flight. But if we're just looking at the trends, you're talking
with
about
the loss of Adam, I don't have to worry about a pick six.
Okay.
Oh no, somebody else will get one on you. Somebody else will get one.
Adam was good for it though. Adam, well, you can expect a pick six.
He was. I sent him a text. He was so upset that he missed it. But he was off getting married, and he was like,
Congratulations.
no. He was like, no, man, I missed it. I was like, yeah, dude, you just got to pick 6. Yes, no, but congrats to Adam for sure.
Yes, congratulations, Adam.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, he's doing cool things. So
I hope he shows. I hope he give us a picture so we can all see everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, we will. I might talk him into like posting it on the Canton Classics.
Just one. That'd be dope. Yeah.
I was hoping Adam would have picked up on the Mac talk and joined in.
You know, I'm sure he would have had he not been so busy planning the wedding. But also too, I mean, we're similar in a lot of ways, but we're also different in a lot of ways too. So I feel like I'm definitely more of the trash talk one, whereas Adam's kind of, he's a little more reserved in that regard. But he's still very competitive nonetheless. And I couldn't have picked a better partner to be with, you know, in this ownership thing here in Canton. And yeah, it's exactly. And I love that we both came from the same organization. I love
can't win.
No, nobody said can't win, sir. Nobody said
Oh,
that.
I thought you were talking about the Can't Win Classics again.
He said can't win. Yeah.
Ethan, it is a shame that we are not in the same division, sir. It is an absolute shame that we haven't been put together. But nonetheless, I kid you not, if we are on the schedule, I am going to circle it. I'm going to put a gold star next to it, because this game we're going to go extra hard. You know.
Now, wouldn't that be something if it was the Las Vegas game?
Wouldn't that be something, man? Wouldn't that absolutely be something? That would be
something to look forward to. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Y'all already talking a lot of, mess.
We'll find out on the 9th when the schedule comes out.
Wait a minute, KJ, if I may interrupt for 1 second here.
Yeah, of course. It's your show.
Kai, let me ask you something. Why do you keep making these bets with the profile pictures? Now, I remember we had one. Remember,
wait, what?
Remember?
Whoa!
Ethan had one back in Tulsa.
Okay. He's a repeat offender? Ethan is a repeat offender?
He was saying that he was going to beat us, and he didn't. And he looked so nice.
Oh, no.
With my...
no.
With my Tulsa...
I have won more of those bets than I have lost.
Oh, no. Have you, Ethan?
You gotta stop doing it.
Have you?
Yes, I have won more of those bets than I have lost.
Prove it, because you're talking to 2 people who beat you. So prove it. Who did you make this bet against and win? There's 3 people on this call. One of them is yourself.
If you're in the chat, please say it.
And 2 of them have already beaten you. So who, Ethan?
See, my whole thing with Ashley was that I would pick her off. Because my player used to be a strong safety, and I was pretty decent as a strong safety.
So you weren't actually a strong safety. You were a decent safety. That's a new position. Ethan made up a new position called the decent safety. That's so the team didn't have a strong safety. They had a decent safety. Okay, that was you.
That was right, though. You did that. He said he was gonna pick me off, and he didn't. Had a clean game,
and he didn't.
And we won that game. And then you had to.
And he had to wear the logo.
You were with St. Louis, right?
So who, Ethan?
Yeah.
Who have you beaten? Who?
I was with St. Louis.
Okay. Is there anybody at St. Louis who can confirm your win of a bet?
Detroit now. Detroit.
Yes, Motor City. Yes. Huh? Okay. So I need to go back and ask Dwayne and Colin.
Yeah, you can ask Dwayne.
Okay. I'm going to ask these guys.
And you can ask them on, because I've made these bets.
Yes, you have.
So wait. So Ashley, what season was that you guys had that bet?
Was it season?
That was
my
their
first
rookie season.
Yeah, season 12.
Okay. So when was the last time you actually won one of these, Ethan?
Recent.
Recent? Couldn't have been your most recent.
No, not this last one. Who did I make the bet with?
See, you struggling to remember. I'm starting to doubt it happened.
I lost one against Axel, and Axel lost one against me.
Oh, really? Really? Okay.
Yeah, I lost against Axel in the championship game. Him and I have a tiebreaker coming up.
Gotcha. Well, shout out to Axel too, by the way. A, for getting his franchise in the Minnesota Legend, but also shout out to him because while Ethan and I were going back and forth in the SFLm chat about the Flight Miners game, Axel decided to come in and interject himself with his opinion that the Miners were going to win, right? When somebody crosses over the line, when someone steps over the line, when someone is a habitual line stepper, such as Axel Raven is, you have to give him a map, right? So I had drawn out a map with directions. Like this was like old school MapQuest directions. Turn right, when you get to right, the oak tree, to the other side of the line. I said, Axel, go back to your side of the line, man. Stay out of this. And I told him, look, if you're going to interject, then why don't we make a bet too then about your profile picture? But Axel was smart. And that's why I got to give him a shout out. Axel was smart. He said, you know what? I'm just talking, man. Lexington's not even really my team. I'm just saying things. So I'm not going to make that bet. And he was smart because as we saw Axel Raven spend his first week as an owner with the Minnesota Legend as his profile picture, Ethan Kye did not. Just saying.
And I'm okay with that because at least I follow through with my bets.
You do, and I respect that. I respect that, sir. I respect that. Is this a trend that I would like to follow? No. I wouldn't.
No, because you're gonna wear a freaking Seattle logo anyway this season.
Or am I now? So is this
we play
us
against
officially?
each other? Yes.
You know what I love about Ethan?
I am issuing this bet right here. If we play this season.
So what you're saying is that you haven't learned from the last time. You never learned. He says it proud too. I never learned, right? And I'm proud of it, right? Okay, Ethan.
Nuts, man.
Okay. Well, hold on. Here's what I love about Ethan is that he what I love about Ethan and what I love about our relationship is that it reminds me of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, right? And how they used their rivalry, right, to push one another, and this is something that started back in the NCAA championship when Michigan State played Indiana, and Magic got that first victory, and it made Larry so mad,
Spartans.
right? Larry was so mad that he couldn't wait to get to the league, and it just so happened that one went to an Eastern Conference team, the other went to a Western Conference team, which means there was a very real chance that they could be facing each other in the championship game. And anybody who knew what the NBA was, you knew that the whole 80s was dominated by the Lakers versus the Celtics, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and sometimes Larry won. Most of the time, Magic won. But what was cool about it was that they used it to push each other, Behind all of that, they were still friends. Behind all of that, they gained a respect for each other through that. I very much see Ethan and myself kind of being that way. But at the same time, I also know that in that scenario, in that situation, I am Magic Johnson. He is Larry Bird, And
when are you going to wake up from this dream? 'Cause it's going to turn to a nightmare.
Is it though? Is it? Because look at how this all started, man. We just had our NCAA championship game. You and I just had our NCAA championship game. And what happened to you? What happened, Ethan? What happened? What happened? Jordan Sipe and me, Adam Blotner. Right?
You didn't do nothing.
Toraneo.
I made sure you didn't do nothing.
All of what? So what you're saying is that you avoided me all game. That's what you're admitting to right now. I made sure
that was
you
my
did
goal.
nothing.
I didn't want you to have any reason to brag more.
Do you hear this?
Already do.
Do you hear this? Do you hear this, Ashley? The man was shook. You were shook, Ethan. Don't even throw the ball to that side of the field. That is what a good cornerback. That is the goal for any good cornerback. When you get on your Darrell Revis Island type stuff, people don't even throw it your way. Or a Bo Martin, like up in Lone Star. When you got teams not even looking your way because they're so afraid, then dude, I have gotten in your head so good. I have eliminated your whole side, half of the field.
Afraid to throw it.
I wasn't
afraid to throw it in your direction.
Really?
I wasn't afraid to throw it in your direction. I just didn't want you to have any reason to brag.
But and how did that work out for you? Because here in the end, how did that work out for you?
Because I ended up throwing it to Adam.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did. But get used to it, buddy. Get used to it, okay? Because if it's not me, it's him. You don't see the symbolism that we're both the owners of Canton, and you decided not to throw it to me, and it was him who got the pick, and it was him. You don't see the symbolism in that? I think that's incredible. Nope. That is an omen. That is a sign that Canton, it's always going to be Canton. Even if you avoid me, it is always going to be Canton.
Just remember, the dark side did win in no Star Wars.
Sure it did, but this ain't Star Wars. This ain't Star Wars, buddy.
Order 66
this is the SFL.
Gonna happen.
This is the SFL. That's what this is, all right? Not Star Wars. This is the Star Wars Football League.
What's so ironic? What is so ironic is your color is so bright and mine is so dark.
That, you know what? That is, man. That is, and I think the gold prevails. I think that the gold prevails, man. We have such a top-notch organization. I am just so dang proud of everybody that we've already assembled, from the players to the staff to the front office to the ownership box. I am just so proud of everybody, even our corporate partners. I'm so proud of our corporate partners, like everybody who's a part of this organization. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. How could we not be proud? How could we not be proud of this, of taking 102 years of professional football and representing that into the future? How could we not be proud of this, But when I look at the organization that we're building, when I look at having easily a top 3 GM in this league, Mike All, right? Having a guy like Mike All put this thing together, and I look at the talent that is in our locker room, all the people who have made that commitment, all the people who have believed in this so far. This is a competitive program. 100%. And I know Ethan is also going to try to put together a competitive program of his own. But I'm just telling you right now, Ethan, you're going to have to come up with something so different from what you did in that Miners versus Flight game. You're going to have to come up with something that was so different than that to make sure that doesn't happen again. What are you going to do, Ethan Kye, to make sure? And how are you going to do that? How? This is a man who just lost to me. This is the thing about Ethan.
The way you fix that issue is you beat can't win.
How are you going to do it though, Ethan? How? You couldn't even beat the flight. You couldn't even beat the flight. Oh, it's he just keeps getting up to get thrown down again, you know.
But that shows fire, right? That shows
I love
drive.
That
shows perseverance.
I love that.
I mean, hey, Bruce Lee said, "Don't give up." You know, become the water.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's what Ethan
I didn't give up on my team.
Water.
And you know what? And I respect that greatly about you, Ethan. I honestly do, man. I know we joke around and we kid, but I very much do admire that about you, and I'm looking forward to bringing that to the SFL. Even though we're not in the same division, I look forward to having this cross country rivalry that started, in our version of college, right? This truly is a Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird situation. I'm fortunate in that I was with the flight and I started off as Magic, but is Ethan's going to have to match that. Is he going to work as hard as Larry Bird did to become the legend that Larry Bird became? Because I'm already off to a 1-0 start.
The way I'm looking at it, our first season, that's already going to be hard enough.
Yeah.
Because ain't none of y'all winning against Arizona. I'm telling you that right now.
And then Ashley wants to jump in. Ashley, so you're going to go down Main Street, okay? When you get to the end of Main
Ashley's
Street...
like R62. She jumps in when you don't want her to.
Well, no. Hold on. Ashley, go down. All right, you're going to go south on Main Street, okay? When you get to the corner, you're going to make a left, all right? If you get to the oak tree, you've gone too far, okay? All right, on your right, you're going to see the line that you just stepped over, okay? Go back onto your side of the line, all right? Don't be Axel Raven. Don't be Ethan, all right? You're not a habitual line stepper.
Okay.
All right? You're not a habitual line stepper, Ashley. All right? But hey, if Arizona's on the schedule...
I'm not. Listen.
You want to make a bet? You feeling good? You feeling good about Arizona?
You think I'm scared of you? Listen, look. Okay.
I'm just asking. I'm not saying you're scared of me. I'm asking a question. Do you feel good?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact,
Arizona?
I will take that bet with you. Y'all are nuts. But you know what? Seriously, I really would like to see this rivalry, because we have a rivalry already. Between Las Vegas and Denver. And so with Vice Wars, that would be great. We had the Dust Bowl with Tulsa and Arizona, so it's good to have those little feuds, if you want to say.
Absolutely.
And it's all in good fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. Nothing for anybody to really. And again, I feel like I gotta say this because some people will take what we say into heart and things like that. I'm not saying everybody, but some. And it's all in good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not we're not messing over you for for a better way to express that. But we're just having fun. So just roll with it.
Yes,
I want to see you guys.
Community, we are. This is just having
this storyline that you guys have already built from the minors going over into the majors. It's going to be great. And hopefully, when Cam is putting together the schedules, he will schedule you guys a game. And I think that was probably going to be game of the week, simply because I know the social media is going to be off the chain. I'm sure there's going to be conference videos. I'm sure there's going to be all kind of memes.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be nuts. So I know what Kristian, I have a pretty good idea what Kristian can do. Do you have anybody on your staff yet, that can rock with the graphics and everything? I know you do pretty good uniforms with some graphics.
I have Polly Truth.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah. Polly.
Well, I don't know
Put
Polly.
Together a rap. Polly will put together a rap, and he'll,
I don't know Polly, but he's gonna have to be as good as myself plus a Cam Curtis. So, he's gonna have to be, as good as us two, when it comes to that. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to sell the fight. And, of course, anybody listening to this, we're joking. This is all in good fun. We have a good amount of respect for each other. It's just healthy fun, man. So I'm looking forward to it, though. I really am. We already have a rivalry that we're starting up with the new Motor City franchise, because they've got a dog in their logo, in the V8's logo. Denver, who I believe is Colin's service dog, which I thought was really cool for him to put that in the logo. I thought that was a really nice touch. But now it made it so that there are two teams in the division with a dog. You know, as our mascot is Mac, right? The dog,
right?
But there can only
both
be
of them
one.
very cute. Both of them very low.
Well, thank you. You know, but there can only be one. There can only be one. So now it's Denver and Mac over here in the north. But I also want to explore some of those rivalries, because I don't think it just has to be about geographical locations, right? It's about the people that are behind it. And I was fortunate enough to start this thing with Ethan, you know, long ago, so many weeks ago now, before the season even began, because he believes so much in what he does. He believes so much in what the miners do. He believes so much in what the Nemesis can do. I knew that this was going to be kind of low-hanging fruit when it came to picking up on those rivalries, you know. And we were going to be able to put together something special, something that the community would enjoy, something that the fans would love to see, something that the people of Seattle could get excited about. And I feel horrible because it's my hometown. So to have to beat them, it's kind of going to be the same way I felt when we beat the Grizzlies. You know, I felt terrible beating the Tacoma Grizzlies. You know, just hometown pride. You know, but we got to do what we got to do, right? We want it to be something that the community can really get behind, the league can get behind, and the people of Seattle are going to love it. The people of Canton, I know, are going to love it. And sir, I with all due respect, like I said, you know, we're all joking here, man. But in reality, I look forward to doing battle with you on the field. I look forward to putting our best foot forward. I look forward to showing you what the Canton Classics are really about, man. You're talking about a top flight organization.
You can't win.
It's you know, you see how Ethan is. You try to give him a little bit of credit. Try to be nice to him, and what does he do? He's Daniel. He gets back up and he charges at you again, just to get thrown to the ground even harder, man. You see.
I look forward to playing against
Canton. Win, you know. It's you know, it's and I got to give you credit. That's actually. It's actually a pretty good one, man.
Nuts, man.
Dude, it took me a while to figure something out.
It's not accurate, but it's a good
accurate
one,
as of now.
It's a good one. But we're also accurate in that we've never lost. You know, that's what's exciting too, man. You and I have two brand spanking new franchises. Both teams 0-0, man. You know, both teams coming into this just completely fresh slates, man. So, you know, whatever happened before or after, it doesn't apply to us. There is nothing, you know, to apply, man. We are starting fresh, and what it's going to come down to is which one of us, you or myself, can start from scratch better. You know, that's what it's going to come down to. Who can start from scratch better? And I don't know, man. You got your work cut out for you. At least messing with me anyway. I can't speak for the other expansion teams. I can't speak for Axel Raven, the habitual line stepper, but I can't speak, you know.
Hey, I love Axel, man.
No, I love Axel too. I absolutely love Axel, man. He's one of my favorite guys around here, but he knows he's a habitual line stepper. We've spoken about this. He very well knows. You know, I can't speak for Chad and the Indianapolis bid. Actually, I'm looking forward to starting a rivalry with them too, just because I live here in Indianapolis. You know,
you just want to fight everybody.
You know that Adam Wiseman used to also be a head coach of the Birmingham Fuel in the minors.
No, I did not. I did not know that, man. I did not know that, but you know, I know that they both live here in Indy. I'm obviously here in Indy, and you know, we can get something going.
and Chad was head coach of Lexington.
Really?
Yeah.
And this was
Right. So
Yeah.
you got it. Hey,
and then
a lot of experience. A lot of experience.
Man.
A lot of good things is going to come. And I think whoever is going to have the least amount of turnover in their personnel, and I think it coupled with definitely getting your game plan in order, because we have such a short season. I think that's going to be the telltale of who's going to make the playoffs and who's ultimately going to win the championship.
Right.
Who's going to sink or swim, because everybody's coming in with with all of the pieces interchanging and moving. You got to get everything acclimated. Then, so it's going to be a true toss-up, I think, this season, as to whom is going to take the championship. One could say Baltimore, depending on how many people they want them losing in the end. But then again, are they? Do they?
They're super strong. I honestly don't see too many people leaving that franchise because of the caliber that they're at. TJ and T-Pat obviously have the formula figured out. They have the recipe. They have and guys like Ethan and I are trying to find our own recipe. We're trying to find the secret sauce, like those guys that we look up to get on that same level at some point. So I don't see them losing too many people. Which means they're probably coming back with just as strong of a group as they just went out on, and that really puts the pressure, I think, on the other 27 franchises to we have to figure something out. We have to, or
look at us. Like when you figure things out and you seem like you're going in the right trajectory, and then you try something new, and then obviously you don't have the same effect that you did. So it is about seeing what works, because it's over 6,000 plays you're trying to choose from. So seeing what works, paying attention to what matters, and making sure that these guys are getting the progressions in, and making sure that you have the right people in place for what you need, the period. Because if the bills are off, your whole plan is going to be off. Or if you don't have the right people in place up top, then more than likely your team is not going to be too inclined to stay. So just depends. And it's all a balancing act, but I wish everybody, including the 4 expansion teams, including everybody that's been here for a long time, everybody, good luck this season, because I think we're all in for a hell of a ride.
Absolutely, yeah, and you're 100% correct in everything you said.
And it all kicks off in Vegas.
And it all kicks off in Vegas. That's right, and
indeed,
and yeah, you're right. Best of luck to everyone this season, and I'm sure next off season, Ethan and I will take a break from being at each other's necks, and we'll have a conversation about how we feel the season went, and we can talk a little bit about the high points and the low points, and what we need to do moving forward, and all that stuff. And I do look forward to having that conversation with him when that time comes. But before we get there, we cannot forget about the mission at hand, and the mission at hand is bring a tank to a knife fight, kill everything that comes in your way, everything that stands in front of you. And when you got 102 years of football lineage to represent, I know the expectation that's been put on us. I think that the team we have is poised to really make something happen. The players that we have are just phenomenal. I cannot thank those guys who have already committed to be here enough. I truly can't. So appreciative of each and every one of you. And then, when I talk about my staff, you're talking about, my AGM, Cam Curtis, So appreciative of that dude and his skill set, and I love how beloved he is around the league. How everybody just has an affection for Cam, and it's easy to do that. He's
Yes.
he's a
great.
lovable dude. He's a very lovable dude. And so I appreciate him greatly. You're talking about your Mike Twinscrew. Love Mike Twinscrew. This guy's a dog. Mike Twinscrew's an
All of them are great players.
Dog,
Mhm.
man.
And
Yeah,
great people. I've watched all of them be rookies.
for sure, man. For
And
sure.
I've talked to pretty much all of them. So like, yeah,
We got a great group. We've got a great group. So to have that and of course Mike All at GM. Who doesn't love Mike All, right? He's just such a gregarious character, brings a lot of fun, but also knows how to put together a team. I think we saw that with Jacksonville. We definitely saw that, a team that he got to build from scratch. That he got to put together. By the time he left there, about 70-80% of that roster was there because of Mike All. So that's what I mean when I say, Ethan, you and I, it's going to come down to who is able to build a better team from scratch. I think having a guy like Mike All he's the draw four in Uno. I've got one card left. You're to my right, and I'm about to just throw down a draw four as my last card, which is Mike All. This guy has just finished building a superstar franchise from scratch. So knowing that he was the right.
Let's not forget about let's not forget about me being GM in Houston. I have drafted several rookies of the year.
Okay.
I also had defensive player of the year this last season.
Yeah. No,
I do know how to build a team.
Yeah, I'm not taking that away from you, bud. I'm not taking that away from you at all. But what I'm saying is that we have to acknowledge that we're not talking about coming into an organization and adding pieces to an already built organization. We're talking about building it from scratch. So not taking anything away from you and what you did at Houston, but you already had certain pieces there to build around. What we're talking about here, specifically what we are talking about in this expansion conversation, is building a team from nothing. And I 1000% trust Mike All, and I 1000% know Mike All is the guy to do that. There is not a single person in this league that I would trust more with that job that I do Mike All. And the players that we've already gotten to commit to us, I think, are proof of that. So and then of course my bro Adam, my main man, somebody I connected with on my very first day here in the SFL. I made a joke down in the SFLm. He expanded on my joke. I love people who do that. They take your joke and they make it better. They that was Adam, and just getting to know him. He's been fantastic. Been a great partner, and we've been winning, man. That's the thing. We are riding just this wave of confidence. Because even back to the preseason, we still have yet to lose a game in this league. We have not lost a single game yet in this league. So this was a great time for us to be building this franchise because we've got just all this confidence, and we've made the right moves. I believe, and that's not to say, Ethan, that you're not making the right moves on your end. I'm just saying I am just extremely confident in the moves that we've made, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. So Cam, if you're listening to this, please tell me what I have to do, man, to get the Seattle Nemesis on this schedule. And if you're feeling generous, if you're feeling in a giving mood, if you want to play Santa, if you want to be Oprah, right? You get a team. Why don't you go ahead and throw the Arizona Scorpions on that schedule as well? And if you really want to do that, let's make both of those away games for us for the Canton Classics. Let's go into their building. let's go into a fatality field, and let's go into a what's the name of your stadium, Ethan?
Darkwood Stadium.
Dark Woods?
Darkwood.
But no. If that's the name of your stadium, Ethan, great. But just know, I know some of the guys on my team. They're gonna have a field day with the name of your stadium. Just know that, okay?
Right. I'm actually trying to get a hold of Wizards of the Coast.
Okay. I like that actually.
Next.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice.
And you know where they're located, right?
No, where?
Redmond, Washington.
Oh, they're Redmond. Okay, right on, man.
Nice.
Right on, bud. Yeah, man.
I love it.
That'd be really cool.
They're the creators of Magic the Gathering.
Oh, that's that card game, right?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I've never played that, but no, very very cool, man. Very cool. No, very cool, but no, man. I want those to be away games, and I want to be able to come into your field, into your home,
and get your ass whooped. I feel you.
Exactly, Ashley. Exactly.
I feel you, man. I get you. If anybody understands you, brother, I do. Get your ass whooped. And when you take the L, you get up, and it makes you stronger. Trust me.
Yeah.
We were 4-8, so I know. I'm thinking about
you did go 4-8, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it happens, but it's gonna be fun, y'all.
It does.
It's gonna be fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
Same. Now we have this 3-way bet, double the stakes, and I'm liking it. I'm liking that, and Ashley, I gotta say, I did not expect you to be a habitual line stuffer. With the rest of them. But
you like that word, don't you?
I do. Do you remember that from Chappelle's show?
Absolutely.
When Charlie Murphy was talking about Rick James, he's a habitual line stuffer. Right. Like, I love that. I absolutely love that.
Oh my God.
I'm bringing it back. I love it so much that I'm bringing it back.
You should.
Y'all are being habitual line stuffers right now. And
but hey, my brother, you
I'm
look
not
like
a
you
habitual line stepper. I live across that line.
he if anybody can take it, I believe you can, Kristian, because as much fire as you have let off in this podcast, you better be ready. Telling you better be ready.
No, I absolutely am. I'm looking at a lot of these things from a business standpoint, and for me, what makes sense business wise is we gotta sell the fight.
Exactly.
We've got to sell the fight, and I think the best way to do that is when it's natural, when there's something already there, and like I've said on other podcasts, this is just what Ethan brings out of me. I'm not this way with everybody, but that is who I become when Ethan is around me. He brings this out of me every single time, and it's probably because he can't just stay down and say it.
It's a Washingtonian thing.
That's what it is, man. So, he just can't stay down in the sand, But I'm excited though to have a Seattle franchise just in the league, period. For that reason, just for hometown pride purposes, especially. We all know we lost some key pieces to the Seahawks over this offseason so far.
Don't, please don't. I don't feel crying.
Hey, but we gotta face it sometime, But that's why I'm looking forward to what the Nemesis can do, to bring some of that pride back to the Pacific Northwest, because we know the Seahawks are in full rebuilding mode for probably the next 10 years. So
5 years. I'm good. Shout out to Seattle Nemesis. Shout out to all the new expansion teams. Love you all.
Yeah, same to you, buddy. Much respect and much love, and we'll settle this on the field. Hopefully, maybe it goes different than the way it did last time for you.
All right, and gentlemen, I can't wait to make y'all wear my logo, and y'all stay tuned.
This girl.
Stay tuned for some deleted scenes that you don't want to miss. See you soon.
Ashley Jackson to Canton, confirmed. Yeah, she's coming. She's coming.
My God.
You can't hear? Mike, can you hear me?
I got you.
Damon?
No, he can't hear.
He can't. Well, at least he got his last word in. So,
Damon, can you hear me? Nope, he can't hear either one of us.
Yeah, I got you.
yes. Awesome. Cut all that out.
My ear started itching, and then I forgot the earbud was in my ear, and I got to moving it. The earbud fell out. It knocked off the whole Bluetooth system. So
Only you.
yeah, absolutely.
But John. Okay. But when I first thought about it, I'm like, okay, so if I decided that I wanted to head over to the Head Hunters, and I say, hey, I'm a female. I'm representing the Head Hunters. Oh, how's that gonna look? Hey, I'm a head hunter, shouty. I am a head hunter. Bro. I'm just saying. I get the concept. I understand where you're going with it, but then my brain was just like, oh.
Yeah, that's just tell you what dirty minds think of.
Right.
I bet you I wasn't on the one.
We're clean and pure over here. We don't have those type of thoughts over here.
Yeah. How many kids y'all got now?
I have my share, but anyway.
Oh man, but things like that. So, you just want to drive? Why you want to rev your engine while I'm talking? I'm a truck. You need to drive inside.
Right. What kind of car is it? What
a Mustang.
What's funny is that's what I had in my head when I asked that question. I was thinking it sounded like a Mustang. Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh. So, but he didn't have to do that. He saw this light on. He know what I'm doing. Just trying to get some attention. I don't need that right now. Okay. All right. But anyway.
We'll go out and have some drinks.
I don't drink, sir. But I can have a water.
But I drink soda.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, there you go, man. We'll go get some waters together, and we'll enjoy it, man. I haven't been back to Washington in a few years, so I'm probably due for a trip home, actually. And when I get there, we'll go out and get some water together, man.
Wait, why gotta be water? He just said soda, bro. You can't have no.
I'm a type 1 diabetic, aren't I? I don't drink soda.
Okay, so no, he needs water. He needs something that doesn't have processed sugars, no high fructose corn syrup, none of that.
That is correct. That is correct. I am.
What about just regular drip coffee?
Well, that just sounds gross. There's nothing stopping me from drinking it other than the fact that it sounds really gross, man.
Hey, coffee is great.
No, thank you.
And you're from Washington?
Yeah, man. And no to coffee for me. But water, man. I do water. I do water all the time. So we'll.
So does Washington. It rains all the time.
Yes, it does. Hold on. There's a train going by. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
No, I just had a whole car go by.
You did.
Engine and all. So you
did. Yeah, I got a whole train going by right now.
I know.
Are you sure you aren't revving that fin?
What's that? No, no, I'm not repping the Sandman. No. I've got a train track like a block and a half from my apartment here in Indianapolis. But hold on, I think it's gone now. But no, what I was about to say, Ashley, you cut that right there, so that we don't get the whole train thing.
Why? Why would I cut that? That's
because that's not part of the show. That's
neither was that dude riding by.
You cut that too. You can cut that too.
I really want to keep that in. I want to cut this part out.
Possibly. Yeah, you never know. But it's a train going by. I don't.
I didn't hear it. Seriously, didn't hear a train.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't? Oh,
I didn't hear a train not one time.
Really? Interesting. Okay, well that's good to know that my headphones kind of don't pick it up. That's good to know. Okay. Exactly. All right. Well, hold on. Okay, so back to what I was saying though was that
yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I will take that bet with you. You got the right one. If you want to go there, you got the right one. So
this is what SFL Nights is about, people. This right here is what SFL Nights is about. Okay, we sell fights here on SFL Nights. Okay, we sell the fight. I love that.
Just like Ethan,
I love that energy.
Just like Ethan look great wearing my logo, you gonna look great wearing my logo as well. So,
I like you, Ashley.
Hey, I like you too.
I like you, and
you don't want to take that bet too, right?
You want to make this a 3-way bet? You want to make this a 3-way bet?
I can't beat Arizona.
No. Okay, wait. No. So here's the thing. All right, we don't make it about specific games because there's three of us. No. Hear me out. Okay. Because there's three of us. We don't make it about any specific games. Okay, we make it about the record at the end of the season. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
That sounds like a deal.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So team with the best record at the end of the season, the other two have to change that logo to that team's logo. Okay. But because it's three people on this bet, we're not doing 1 week. We do 2 weeks.
Okay.
With the other team's logo.
Okay.
I'm down with it.
How does that sound?
That sounds good to me. Because guess what? My logo ain't changed in a long time, and I don't think it's going to. So. I'll get you a nice graphic, boys.
Guys, you're gonna look good in that Seattle logo.
Nah, I ain't worried about that.
No, I don't know. I think the gold's the way to go. And how are you going? Here's the thing, man. If anybody out there listening to SFL Nights has seen the original Karate Kid movie, scene. You know that scene on the beach where Daniel comes after Johnny and he gets thrown to the sand and he gets up again just to get thrown back down even harder, and the whole time you're thinking to yourself, geez, Daniel, if you would just stay down, this could all go away. This could all be over. That is Ethan now. He keeps getting up.
Remember, in the end, Daniel's son did whoop his butt.
In the very end, with an illegal move. They said at the beginning of the tournament, strikes to the face, we're not allowed. Strikes to the head, we're not allowed. They said that at the beginning of the tournament. And what did he win with? A strike to the face. So I'm going to interpret that as you're looking to cheat against us. That's what you're saying? That's how you're going to win? You're looking to cheat? To cheat? I don't know. You are the one who just compared yourself to Daniel using his cheating move at the very end.
Are you saying that Daniel is a cheater?
To win.
He's trying to say that the crane kick was illegal.
And it was, according to the rules that were set forth at the beginning of that tournament. They very clearly say no strike to the head.
He didn't strike him in the face. He didn't strike him in the face.
But he did.
He kicked him in the face.
That is a strike, sir. That is a strike. And that's who you
just compared. It is as good as an open hand slap.
That is not an open hand slap. No. And that's who you've compared the Seattle Nemesis to. You just compared the Seattle Nemesis to a cheating Daniel. to a cheating Daniel, man. You know,